Welcome back to another episode of Grease the Polls with Cole and Cahtah. We are back. I know we took some time off. We haven't done a show together in a while. This playoff run took a lot out of us. We were talking before the show. Mentally, it took a lot out of us, dude. I mean, night in and night out, stressing over these games. We made a lot of TikTok content. That's one thing we did. We didn't just go ghost. We just focused on TikTok content for a little bit.
The YouTube live streams were absolutely wild.
You did the YouTube live stream. I had the Phillies run, I gained so much traction basically over the last month from like the last week of the regular season to now. I've gained a new following and everything. It's been awesome. And it sucks that it didn't end the way we wanted to, obviously.
Yeah, we were 2 wins away from Cole changing his last name.
Yeah, I would have legally had to change my last name, but it didn't end the way we wanted to, obviously, unfortunately. But we're back. We'll be back at some point, I believe.
Yeah, we should be back. Absolutely. They have a long window here. You think about the guys they signed. They got Bryce Harper. He's locked up. They have Schwarber for a few years. Yeah, Castellanos sucks, but they have him for a few years.
All right. Let's relax on the Castellanos thing. The Castellanos thing, you got to give him some more time. We got to give him another year or two.
We got to give him another year, but yeah, but he sucks. Love his family, love the guy, but he sucks. Defensively, he was better, so that's positive. But you look at the rest of the team. I mean, besides Rhys Hoskins and Aaron Nola, the core of this team is going to be here for a while.
Oh yeah,
and you can make it even bigger. It's going to hurt a little bit with Gene Segura leaving, but if you get Trey Turner in here, bye Gene. You get Trey Turner in here, and he's going to be here for a while. That is massive. That is absolutely massive for us. So something like that helps out big time.
Yeah. So
what do you think?
Obviously, Trey Turner is on our watch list. But what do you think is like the biggest, most important thing for them to get? Is it another pitcher? Is it that other middle infielder to pair up with Stott? Because we know Stott, he can play second, he can play short. All right. Well, I'll put this to rest for a second before we get into that. If I see one more video, one more TikTok that talks about moving Bohm to first and Stott to third and bringing back Segura and adding Turner, no. Bryson Stott, we learned that early in the season. Bryson Stott can't play third base. I love Bryson Stott to death. Third base is not a position. He's a middle infielder, second or short. That's where he needs to play. It sucks, but this is a business. And I know we all love Gene. Nobody as a Phillies fan dislikes Gene Segura. Gene he played great in the postseason. He did a lot for us over the past few years, but it's a business. You got to move on. You got to go for somebody who's a little bit younger and a little bit better, and that's Trey Turner, Dansby Swanson, Carlos Correa. One of those guys. Xander Bogaerts, I would actually rather have Gene than Xander.
I don't know. I mean, Bogaerts defensively is really good. And I think Bryson is a better second baseman than a shortstop. Obviously, Bryson will get better at shortstop, but if you have a vacuum there at shortstop, that helps a lot. Bogaerts, I'm still iffy on Bogaerts. Like I think realistically, he's probably our best shot because he was with Dave Dombrowski in Boston before.
See,
but
we've
really
heard rumors.
Depends on what Bryce.
We've heard rumors of Trey Turner all summer.
See, the thing with Trey Turner though, that just reminds me of Chris Bryant all over again.
Fair.
We thought we were getting Chris Bryant.
I think the thing with Chris Bryant that didn't work out was more because
the money.
He didn't fit the Phillies' needs as much as Turner does. The Phillies are going to need a middle infielder desperately. They have to sign one. It is a no question they have to sign one. So I feel like with Chris Bryant, we still had a third baseman. I know at the beginning of the season, Bohm didn't get a lot of time, but we still had they were putting Stott there. They had Camargo up. And left field, we signed Schwarber. We knew we were going to go for – and they knew they were going to go for Castellanos. I just feel like Chris Bryant didn't fit. I feel like with Trey Turner, it just fits us better. You could have thrown
Bryant in left field, he would have been fine. He's still a better fielder out there than Schwarber is. Schwarber is just absolutely awful.
Now, thank God, honestly,
awful.
thank God we didn't sign Chris Bryant. Looking back on it, because what would have happened with Bryce? What would have happened with Bryce then? Because Schwarber would have had to DH. You're taking him out of the lineup. I guess you would have taken Castellanos out of the lineup, but they probably wouldn't have signed Castellanos if they got.
You know what would have happened? Bohm would have never broke out. Bryant would have been playing third base.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened.
Well, Bohm might have started playing first.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they would have won the series if it wasn't for Hoskins.
Listen, I love Rhys Hoskins.
I've been very anti-Hoskins. Like,
I know.
Ever since like the second year he came up. When he first came up, I was like all in. But
here's the thing: when Hoskins is hot at the plate, he's just as good of a hitter as anybody else. But
the problem is when he's cold,
he's too streaky and too bad of a fielder to allow the streakiness to get by.
You get 1 week where he's absolutely on a tear, hits 6 home runs in a week. Then the next week he goes 0 for 25 with 18 strikeouts and 6 pop-ups.
Yeah. Hoskins
That's
overall.
The problem with Hoskins.
Yeah.
And his defense is terrible.
You could, if he played even average defense, he might be able to get away with being a streaky hitter. But he doesn't. Yeah. He plays below average defense. Like Bohm is just, he plays probably about slightly below average defense. He's still not a great defender. He made a lot of good plays, but he also made some plays where he didn't throw the ball over quick enough.
And he's got some excuses. Like he's only been in the league for a couple years.
All right,
Hoskins has been here too long.
Michael Wren 839 says, "You both probably haven't watched the Phillies till they made the playoffs."
Yeah, you're right.
Cahtah, how many games did we go to?
How many games did we go to together?
Together, at least like 5.
I mean, I know I went to like at least 25 total.
Yeah, I went to about 13 games, 12 games this season, and me and him went to probably about 5.
Never mind the fact that I actually worked in the organization last year.
Yeah, I have pictures from years and years and years for a video I was going to make if the Phillies would have won the World Series. I can't make it because they didn't win the World Series. Maybe next year. But let's get back. Let's get back to what we're talking about. So obviously Turner, Correa, Bogaerts. What's your prediction? Who do you think they get for that middle infield spot?
I think it's either Bogaerts or Turner, and it's all going to depend on money. And I think Turner's just going to get too much money because he's younger.
Okay.
So I think Bogaerts is the one they're going to get. Not that it's necessarily bad. But I don't know how much of an upgrade he really is over Gene.
I would say they're about even.
Yeah, they're about even. The one thing is,
I think Bogaerts is a little bit younger though.
Yeah, I think he might be like a year younger. I got to look it up. I mean, Bogaerts is still a tremendous player.
Yeah,
so is Gene. Yeah, Bogaerts is 30. Just turned 30.
Gene's 32. Gene will be 33 before the season. So he's about 2-3 years younger.
I mean, you look at the numbers on Bogaerts. So 307, 73 RBIs, 377 on base. That's very solid numbers.
Bogaerts is a baller. He's a player, bro. He's good. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I honestly think we're going to end up getting Trey Turner. I think it just fits perfectly, dude.
I think Trey Turner, and it's not just Trey Turner's bat, it's Trey Turner's legs. They don't have a prolific base stealer like that. You bring Trey Turner in here, okay, he's probably, I'm not sure if you lead off Schwarber at that point or not, but either one, if Turner is batting in the 2-hole, he gets a hit, steals second base, then you got a guy on second base for Bryce Harper.
Yeah. So my only issue with if you get Turner and put him in the 2-hole, Schwarber draws a lot of walks.
Yeah.
You put Schwarber on, he gets walked, Turner gets a hit. Say Schwarber stuck at second. Schwarber can't steal third.
Schwarber actually did okay stealing bases this year.
He did from first to second, but to steal third, that's a lot harder.
I really do not think that. I know Schwarber was okay from leadoff spot this year. I don't like him there. I just don't like him there. He's too streaky.
He should be a 4-hitter. He is a great
exactly. If you have him on one of his hot streaks with guys on base, oh my.
You put Turner leadoff, Bohm 2, Harper 3, Schwarber 4, JT 5, Castellanos 6.
Castellanos bench. Stott
Right, well,
6.
they can't do that. But let's talk about the rest of the team. Let's head over to first base. So I know there's a lot of discussion on what's going to happen with Rhys Hoskins in the offseason. He's under contract control for another year. The Phillies can do whatever they want with Rhys. Do they trade him or do they keep him?
So it all depends on what else is out there first base market wise. Because right now, right now, okay, move Bohm to first. Bohm isn't that great at first either. You could move Schwarber to first. He was awful at first base. There's one move that I would do if I were the Phillies. I'm not even sure if he's available. Christian Walker. He's a Gold Glove defensive baseman and had very similar stats to Rhys Hoskins this year offensively. If you could somehow finagle him away from the Diamondbacks, who are still a bad team, that would make a lot of sense. Now, it's probably not going to be a Rhys Hoskins for him swap. You're probably trading Rhys Hoskins for a starting pitcher or a reliever somewhere. But that would be the one thing I would do. If you're going to shake up Rhys at all, is go get Christian Walker or somebody who is very good defensively. Because a good defensive first baseman not only helps out the first base situation, it helps out Bohm, who's been wild at third base throwing the ball. Now you got a guy who could stretch and get the ball, and it helps out Bryson Stott, who was pretty good defensively, but not great. So you get something like that in there, and it helps out big time.
What do you think about Josh Bell? I know he's not a great defender, but he's a better hitter than Schwarber or Hoskins.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
He doesn't provide, and maybe he's a little bit better hitter, but you already have 6 DHs on the team as it is. You don't need another DH. You don't need another
dream
DH.
Scenario. Perfect world. Phillies first baseman's Anthony Rizzo. That is the perfect scenario.
Maybe for a year. He's just old.
He's old, but you're going to have Derek Hall coming up soon. At some point, you're going to have to move Bohm to first. At some point.
Your problem is if you get Rizzo, you're going to have a lot of lefties in the lineup at that point.
That's true. And it's just funny because last year we desperately needed a lefty, and now it's like we might have too many lefties. Well, how many lefties do we have? Schwarber, Harper, Stott, Rizzo. That's 4. 5 righties, 4 left, or 4 righties, 4 lefties. I believe Turner's a switch hitter.
Marsh, Schwarber, Turner's a righty.
Righty. So it's 5 and 4.
Here, but I mean, I don't think you're going to spend that type of money.
They're not. I'm just saying that would be a dream
scenario. And I don't think Rizzo's bat. Rizzo is definitely a downgrade with the bat. Because he hit 32 home runs this year, but he hit them in Yankee Stadium. Some of those home runs he hit aren't going out in Citizens Bank Park. Citizens Bank Park is a small stadium. Citizens Bank Park is a small stadium, but that Yankee Stadium is a bandbox.
All right. Notable free agent first basemen. Brandon Bell, Jose Abreu, Anthony Rizzo, Josh Bell, Miguel Sano, Carlos Santana, Trey Mancini.
They're not signing anybody.
Yuli Gurriel.
They won't sign anybody.
Greg Bird, Jose Aguilar, Mike Ford.
Trash.
Those are basically
trash. So nobody there interests me at all. I mean, I don't see it with Anthony Rizzo at this point. I think he's too old.
I honestly, my honest opinion, Rhys Hoskins will be the first baseman next year.
Rhys Hoskins is going to be first baseman. Unless there's some miracle trade that happens where somebody's going to give us way too much for Rhys Hoskins will stay here.
Rhys Hoskins will be the first baseman. So we both agree Rhys Hoskins at first base. You have Xander as short. I have Trey.
Yes.
Next thing is pitching. I hear a lot of rumors about Carlos Rendon. What do you think is the Phillies' chance with Carlos Rendon? Or is there another pitcher out there that you are interested in and you think the Phillies are going to get?
There's actually – so here's the thing. You can't keep spending big-time money on these starting pitching. You have literally the best pitching prospect in baseball in your system right now. Am I saying Painter should start out the year here? No. Halfway through the year, he's going to be ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got Griff McGarry, who's probably ready. Throw Griff McGarry in there, have him start. You still have Hans Krause.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. People forget Hans Krause is hurt all year.
4th and 5th starters. And I'm not against bringing back Noah Syndergaard. at a smaller contract. It can't be anything massive.
I do. That was what I was gonna say. I like the idea of bringing Syndergaard back for 2 reasons. One, if Syndergaard does improve, I know you talked about on your TikTok live earlier, him bringing his velocity is gonna go back up. If he's able to do that, he's gonna be a lethal starter. He's gonna be perfect for this rotation. Yeah. But if he doesn't, we saw Syndergaard going through a lineup once or even maybe once and a half.
Yeah, it's a bullpen guy. And that's the type of stuff you got to think about the playoffs too, because that really hurt them. These bullpen games hurt them.
Syndergaard pitched well. No. Syndergaard pitched well in the bullpen game. Both of his. But
it's still bullpen game. It's still a bullpen game.
They pitched well in those.
You can't be doing bullpen games.
You cannot expect to if your pitching staff in the game only allows 3 runs, especially at home, you need to be able to win that game in the World Series.
Yeah.
I disagree. The bullpen games did not hurt him. The only one that I think may have hurt him was Bailey Falters against the Padres. Yes, that hurt him, but they ended up winning that game anyway.
It may not have hurt him in that game, but in subsequent games, after Nola gets knocked out in 4 innings or something like that, that's where it hurts you because you had these guys that were gassed already.
I guess that's that is fair. But I think you bring Syndergaard back. Kyle Gibson, gone, forget about it.
Gone. Goodbye. Eflin, I don't think I know they declined the option. I don't think he's coming back. So I mean, you look at it, you have your number 1 starter, Wheeler, 2, Nola, 3, Ranger. Mix them up any way you want. They're your 1, 2, 3. Then you can go 4, Syndergaard, 5, McGarry or Krause.
Okay. And if Syndergaard is struggling by halfway through the season, you're gonna have the ability to pull up Painter or Abel.
Yeah, as long as Painter, I mean,
or Powell.
Painter definitely jumped Abel at this point. But
Abel. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Listen, what people don't realize.
You also don't want to rush a guy either.
I know. The Phillies' future is so bright, especially with their pitching staff, because they're gonna let's say they get Turner this season. Bohm is gonna be here for a long time. Turner's gonna be here for a while. Stott's gonna be here for a while. JT's got another 4 or 5 years with us.
Yeah.
Harper's here till the end of time. Schwarber's gonna be here for another at least 3 years. I think they're gonna end up extending Schwarber at some point. Castellanos, if he struggles, he'll be out of here probably at the end of next year. They'll trade him.
Yeah, if he's not right, they're going to try to trade him and trade down the line. Yeah. The problem is that contract.
You have Gearling. You have so many pieces, and then you're going to add. You're going to still have Wheeler for a bit. You're going to have Ranger for a bit. You're going to have Nola for another 2-3 years.
Well, Nola, you got what? 1 more year left?
I think they'll end up getting him for another 2 or 3. I think they'll work something out. Especially, dude, if they're right back there again next year, they're going to want to bring him back. But even if you don't, you still have Abel. You still have Hans Krause. You still have Andrew Painter coming up. The pitching rotation is going to be very, very good again. It's going to be very good for years to come.
Yeah.
Which is
they're
weird.
Not elite, but they're not elite yet. But if Painter is what we think he is, then they are absolutely elite.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But yeah, overall, Phillies are in a great position going forward. Absolutely.
They need a true closer next year, and I'm not sure if that could definitely be Dominguez or Alvarado.
It could be, but I could also see him going and getting Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell's. He's done.
It just seems like something
I don't even know what's out there relief pitching right now.
I don't think there's a lot. I really don't. I really don't think there's a ton of relief pitching up.
Yeah, I can check. I haven't really looked at it too much.
I don't think that there's a ton of relief pitching. Relief pitching is the one thing, but
Trevor Bauer's a free agent, by the way.
Up until the World Series, that bullpen looked pretty good in a lot of games.
Yeah. So, by the way, I am no on Jacob deGrom.
Oh, absolutely. That would be so stupid.
Yeah.
I just got a comment. The Phillies need to move Bohm to first. No. It's not. No.
He's fine third.
No. Bohm's defense just continued to get better throughout the season. Give him time. Yes, at some point you have to move Bohm to first. The athleticism is going to die off. But he's still, 24, 25?
Yeah.
You're going to get another 3-4 years out of him at third?
Yeah. There's nothing out here reliever-wise at all.
No, there's not. There's no
There's Archie
point to
Bradley.
move on the third.
We can bring back David Robertson.
I mean, no.
I mean, there's nothing out here really. Aroldis Chapman, he's done. Kenley Jansen, he's done. Craig Kimbrell, he's done. Will Smith, he's done. He didn't even pitch for them. So
no, if they don't get Hoskins back, home does not have to move to first. Because you have Derek Hall. And it just that would just hurt Bohm overall as a player. Derek Hall is not the answer.
Derek Hall's not the answer, no.
I understand, but would you rather
Derek
have Bohm
home run?
Who plays third then? Who are you putting at third? There is no answer.
Let's put Sosa at third base.
Oh my God. Sosa is the definition of a utility guy off the bench. That is what he's good at. That is what they need him for. They need him off the bench to bring that spark, that extra defense. Yeah, you can put him at third base, but I don't think he can be a productive everyday third baseman.
No.
Him off the bench, him as a utility guy to pinch hit, pinch run, come in and play defense for a couple innings. Yes, absolutely. Give me that all day. But on a daily basis, 150 games of him. I know there's 162. I'm saying 12, say about 12 to 20 games he doesn't play. But about 100, we'll say over 140 games of Eduardo Sosa at third base. No.
Let's see what else is out there that's anything. I'm trying to see like free agent wise if there's anything out there that really makes a lick of sense
for reliever.
For like, I mean, anything besides the shortstops.
There's nothing really, other than maybe a starting pitcher. That would make sense.
Maybe
if they got a starting pitcher,
that would make sense. Rodon is going to be so expensive. He's going to get
okay. Listen, you know, one thing that'll really get on my nerves is if they end up going and getting is if they pick Rodon and they short themselves on shortstop. That'll really get me going. I could see it happening.
Yeah. If they roll out with Edmundo Sosa at shortstop or something like that, they're not going back to the World Series.
No, this is a World Series team.
Big hole.
This isn't like last year, like the beginning of this past season, where we were like, let's just make the playoffs, see what we can do. We made the playoffs. We saw what we can do. The expectation is to get back there. You have to make moves that will put you in a position to win the World Series. Moving Bohm, not to first, not one of them. Not one of them. Shorting yourself on a middle infielder to get another starting pitcher, not one of them.
No.
Get Trey Turner. Reese will be fine. You know what? Reese at first base next year, honestly, with Trey Turner out there, you can't be mad at that because clearly they can win with Reese.
Yeah, and Reese.
And let's not act like Reese wasn't helpful. Reese was insanely helpful.
Reese had some big hits. He really did. But he also came up small a lot too.
Yeah, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be there's going to be some surprising trades this offseason, I think, too.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the Japanese left fielder who wants to play here?
So I saw that. I haven't read much, but I heard he has a vacuum of a glove. And I heard he's a beast at the plate. I say you do it. You're going to get him on a cheaper deal just because he's an international signing. You saw how cheap Shohei's deal was when he first got here. You're going to get him on a cheaper deal. He wants to be here.
So he hasn't hit below 320 in his career.
Now
it's a different brand of baseball.
Yeah,
but he had a 440. He had a 447 on base percentage.
He's insane.
He's almost getting on base half the time.
He
had an OPS over. He had an OPS of over 1,000, and he only had 20 home runs.
What position can he play other than left field, or is he just a left fielder?
I'm pretty sure he can play center.
If he can play center,
fast guy.
If he can play center, that dynamic. Now that's you know what that helps because if he comes here and plays center, you're gonna have to get rid of Marshall Vierling.
I'm fine with getting rid of either of them. I mean, I don't know that Marsh is the answer still. I know he had a really good, what was it, NLCS?
He had a really good.
But he also came out real small in the World Series.
I just got a question. Do you think that they can get Gene and Turner? I don't know how much Segura is going to ask for. I don't think they can.
No.
I don't think they should.
I don't think it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to put Bryson Stott on the bench.
Yeah.
Bryson Stott is a budding star.
It doesn't make sense. I know what you're probably like. The idea behind it would be, we'll move Stott to third. We've tried that. Stott cannot play third. He's not a third baseman.
He's a fine shortstop and a very good second baseman. Either one, you're fine with.
What you have to do is you have to play into your player's strength to an extent. If
you can't just keep spending money. You need at some point.
Yeah.
Look at the Astros. Altuve, McCormick, Bregman. Who's the cheater? Framber Valdez. All these guys were homegrown guys. You need to have homegrown guys on your team.
Exactly.
It's just that simple.
Exactly. You have that with Stott. You have that with Bohm. You have that with Vierling. You basically have that with Marsh. I know he's technically not homegrown, but you got him on a rookie deal. He's going to, by the time you would ask for any sort of relevant money, if he ever gets to the point where he would deserve that level of money, he's going to be recognized as a Philly. So,
yeah. I mean, you look at the Phillies roster, they really don't have too much of that. I mean, you got Hoskins, who was homegrown.
Bohm.
You got Nola,
Stott, Dominguez, Alvarado. Is Alvarado homegrown?
No, they traded for him. He's away. Actually, I think he might have won the World Series with them.
They didn't win the World Series with us.
No, he went to the World Series with them.
Oh, okay. But yeah, overall, the Phillies are in a great spot going forward. Just fill that middle infield spot. Let your pitching rotation develop in the minors. Maybe grab another starter to help, and just find a solidified closer. You'll be fine. You'll have the Phillies will be in a position to get back here again next year.
Yeah.
This wasn't like it was the end of a run. This wasn't a fluke team. This was a young team that was, setting up their core.
They caught fire at the right time. I'll give them that.
Just caught fire at the right time. The Phillies were a good team all year. They were a good team. They were a good team this year. They were setting themselves up
there. After Girardi got fired, they were up there in win percentage with every other team in the majors.
Exactly.
They were a completely different team.
Their manager, they have their base core. They just happen to catch fire at the right time. I wouldn't say this isn't like the 93 team that was kind of a fluke team. This isn't like the 08 team where they're just going to slowly digress. This was more like the 06 Phillies or the 07 Phillies. They just happened to get hot. It's just simple as that.
Yeah.
But
all right, they got hot. I mean, and we said that all year. Like the team gets hot, they got a shot. The problem is they went cold at the wrong time.
Exactly. I'm sure if we go back to the DSM pregame show, I'm pretty sure we agreed on preseason show. I'm pretty sure we agreed on this. The Phillies will make the playoffs, but for them to win the World Series, they're going to have to catch fire in the playoffs. They caught it, and they just burned out just too short. Just too early they burned out. It's just simple as that.
And they just went cold overnight, too. That's what sucked about it.
Yeah. All right, you want to switch gears to the NFL?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Switching gears to the NFL. I know we we are still Eagles fans. Yes, the NFL still matters. Yes, I know. But I know we haven't talked a lot about it, especially me. I talked college football yesterday a little bit on my TikTok. But talking about the NFL, man, how about them Eagles? What a way. 8-0. And I know everyone discredits the Eagles and wants to find ways to discredit them. Oh, you only beat Dallas because Dak wasn't there. Oh, you only beat the Vikings because it was primetime Kirk Cousins. Get over yourself. Yourself.
Not only are the Eagles the best team in the league because they have the best record in the NFL, they beat the team with the second best record in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Eagles are the best team in the NFL right now.
Yes. They're like,
are they going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying we're going to win the
Super Bowl team. Again, nothing like that. I'm not saying they're going undefeated.
Again,
but
listen,
you have to give them credit at this point.
This Eagles team is kind of like a year ahead of how this Phillies team is.
What
this
the
Eagles
fuck
team
kind of question is that? Hold on. I got to go back to Phillies 1 second. Somebody said, would you trade JT Realmuto for Wilson Contreras?
Yo, do you want to end the live now, or is that?
I might. What kind of question is that?
JT Realmuto for Wilson Contreras. Listen, if you're trading JT Realmuto,
he's a free agent too.
There was a point. I'm not saying that I was like saying I was there was a point in the season where I'm like, where I was looking at the idea, do you trade JT? See what you can get for him. That was before we traded Hoppy. But no, absolutely not. Dumb question. Don't acknowledge that again. Let's go back to the NFL.
Wilson Contreras has nowhere near the stats JT has.
Yeah, it's not even
offensively
close.
or defensively.
Yeah, JT's the best catcher in baseball.
Stop it.
What? So back to the Eagles. 8-0, getting discredited. Listen.
I found this on the web.
Siri, shut up.
Siri knows the Eagles are winning the ball.
Yeah, for real. So talking about the Eagles, where do you think now? My preseason record prediction was 14-3. Where do you think they end up going? That's a cool water bottle.
Yeah, it is cold as water. Link in my bio.
Where can I get that?
Yeah.
Link in your
link
bio.
In my bio.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Link in the Cahtah.
Link in my bio.
TikTok bio.
Slow plug.
Yep.
Slow plug.
Yeah. Do I get Can I get a fist bump for that? That was a good one. There you go. That was a good way to plug. That was a good way to plug. Anyway,
I was just drinking my water, but it wasn't even meant to be a plug. But we'll take it.
No. I just saw an opportunity. It's okay. We keep getting off track.
Sell out.
We actually. So talking about Eagles 8-0. Where do you think their record ends up being this season? Obviously, let's just before they're not going undefeated. They're probably gonna lose.
No team will ever go undefeated.
No, they're gonna lose games at some point. They're probably gonna lose to the Cowboys because I know Cowboys fans are all over. Wait till Dak's back and you ruin your Christmas. Congratulations. We're gonna probably
guess
have
what? The NFC is gonna be wrapped up by then.
Yeah, we'll have
Eagles are going 14-3. Eagles are going 14-3.
Here's what I said. I think they're gonna lose one to the Colts, Titans, or Packers. One of those games they'll drop. I just have that feeling they'll drop one of those. They're gonna lose to the Cowboys and they're gonna lose to the Giants on the last week of the season.
Yeah.
That's where I see their losses coming. And if that's how it ends, especially if we win the division, okay, great season. Let's go. Playoff time comes. Like I was saying, we're a year ahead of this Eagles team's kind of a year ahead of the Phillies, except they didn't catch fire in the playoffs like the Phillies did this year. But they made the playoffs
the Eagles
last year.
very well could do that too.
Yeah. They made the playoffs last year. That I wouldn't say it was a goal before the season, but that's when you have a young quarterback and a young core, that's your goal. Make the playoffs. This year they have to make the playoffs and win them. Even if they get a bye, I would like them to win a playoff game. If Jalen Hurts goes 14-3 and they lose in the divisional round, he'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is having an outstanding season. And yes, I'm taking my victory lap because you know this better than anybody that Jalen Hurts has been my guy. And I've been talking about Jalen Hurts is going to be a stud this year, all year. And he has lived up to every expectation.
He's proving my dumbass real wrong right now.
I hit that one on the nose. I hit that one and Lamar.
I'll take the L on that.
It wasn't just you.
No. I don't there's not a lot of people who thought he was going to do what he's done this year. Now, season's not over.
Oh,
my biggest worry is they haven't played an elite quarterback yet.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's tough because they faced a lot of they faced a lot of good quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's good.
Quarterback, yeah.
He's good.
But they've also faced a lot of guys like Davis Mills.
Yeah. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. He's good. He's not top tier, but
mid.
For me, a quarterback that can win you games is a good quarterback. Kyler Murray, we've seen that. Kirk Cousins, we've seen that. Trevor Lawrence. When we played him,
they haven't played an elite quarterback yet.
Yeah, they haven't
they play a guy like Mahomes or Allen or even even Rodgers has been terrible this year too.
They're not going to face. I mean, Dak is the closest thing you're going to face in the regular season. I feel like.
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah.
That's going to be the best quarterback you're going to play in the regular season.
We're going to play Rodgers. Rodgers still, when he's hot, Rodgers is good.
Rodgers, okay, yeah, they will play Rodgers. That I will say. I will say Rodgers is an elite quarterback for this year, and if he plays like this dog complete poop all year,
yeah.
Then, but
Daniel Jones is an elite quarterback right now.
Yeah, they got Carson Wentz, Sam Ellinger, Aaron Rodgers, Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill, Daniel Jones, Justin Fields. He's actually had a pretty good year. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
But also
you look at the schedule. Here's the thing I keep saying. Yeah, the Eagles aren't going to go undefeated, but there's also not a team here that I think can beat the Eagles.
No, yeah. Like, yeah. But at some point, the Eagles are going to come out there. They're going to play a bad game. Somebody's going to play an amazing game. It's going to happen. It is going to. Listen, I would love for them to go 17-0 and make the playoffs and make a run and win the Super Bowl. You know how awesome that would be? To be like, yeah, we're the real undefeated team. Like, those 72 Dolphins, they don't, like, we won more games. We won just as many games in the regular season as you did all year. I would love that. It's not going to happen. It sucks, but it's not going to happen. You don't go undefeated in the NFL.
No. Especially, I mean, if they get to the point where they're 14-0 and have the NFC locked up, they're resting their starters.
Yes.
Oh, you talk about the Eagles losing out of the first round of the playoffs. You know, something the Cowboys have done every year for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles, really? Then why didn't they beat them before? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people just love to find a way to discredit the Eagles. And the weird thing is, this is something I've learned. It's not like people hate Philly fans, but people really, really hate Eagles and the Eagles fans. Like, the amount of people that are just Phillies fans that like cheer for the Phillies and want the Phillies to win, but they hate the Eagles so much. Like, it's something about the Eagles, and I don't know what it is, because I've seen just as crazy stuff happen from Phillies fans as I have fans.
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Who knows?
It's insane.
I mean, I still think you're a fake fan if you ain't 4 for 4 or 5 for 5. But
I wouldn't say a fake fan, but I wouldn't say a fake fan, but I will say that you don't understand it the same way. Like, it's not as emotional to you. It doesn't mean as much to you, because there's something about being an Eagles fan, something about being a Sixers fan, something about being a Flyers fan, a Phillies fan, because 99% of the time, everybody hates you and your team.
Yeah.
There's something about it, like the loneliest fans, like basically the loneliest fans on earth, because nobody ever cheers for them. Like, yeah, people don't cheer for the Yankees, but people cheer for the Giants. People will cheer for the Jets. There is no city that teams get hated on like the Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers do. Because even people love to rip the Phillies apart when they lost against the Astros.
That's all I got. I get these Mets fans coming in every day. Oh, how's it feel to lose? You guys got eliminated in your own stadium or in the first round after winning 101 games and choking your division lead. All right, Mets fans got no room to talk.
Let's go to the NFL. I know we kind of didn't plan this, and I know it's kind of going to be tough off the top of our head, but I think we should do it. Let's give our top 10 power rankings.
Oh, fuck.
You want to look at the list of the teams and determine?
Yeah, I see. I can't say anything until it's like in my face. So I gotta look at these teams. I'm gonna go and steal somebody else's power ranking and work on that.
Okay. I mean, I always kind of have a power ranking made up, but I knew I should have said something earlier.
Nah, we're good. All right, you want to go first?
Hold on. I'm trying to find my list. I have a list that I made.
All right.
Let me pull that up real quick. You want to just start with number 10?
We'll go with number 10. I'm going to put the Bengals there.
The Bengals? Actually, that's my number 10 is also the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
I think they're still pretty good. They're still very good. Still a lot. Still think that they're going to be a very tough team to face this year, but
yeah. Let's go. I'm going to go 9 is the Giants.
9 the Giants. What makes you the Giants at 9?
Well, this ranking has them at 11, and there is no way that they're a worse team than the 49ers. So,
well, see,
I think they're a little bit better than the Bengals, like slightly. This ranking's all over the place. Holy shit! I'm looking at the ESPN ranking right now.
At 9, I actually have 49ers. I really do think the 49ers are so underrated. They're so
they are and they aren't. I mean, they're a 500 team.
Yeah, but you add Chris McCaffrey in there, they're going to be a threat, dude. They're probably the team that kind of scares me the most.
Until he gets hurt again, though. I don't trust that he's going to be healthy.
Dude, if they had Trey Lance, I'd be pooping my pants when the Eagles face him in the playoffs. I'd be pooping my pants. Trey Lance is the dog. We know that. We know how I feel about that. All right, who do you have at 8?
All right. Let's go with the Jets at 8.
Jets at 8. I have the Chargers at 8.
All right. I'm going to go with the Cowboys at 7.
Okay. I have the Jets at 7.
Okay. Let's go Miami at 6. That's what we're
really
6, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
At 6, I have the that was 6, right? We're doing 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
6. I have the Seahawks.
Okay. So I don't even have the Seahawks on my list, by the way.
Oh no, sorry. Oh my god, I completely messed that up. I didn't have the Chargers at 7. I had the Seahawks at 7.
Okay. Oh fuck, where are we at? I'm so just doing this on the fly is not working well for me. So I just said the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do the Ravens next. What are we? 5 or 6?
That's your 5.
That's my 5. Ravens 5. Okay.
So I have the Cowboys 6, Ravens 5.
Okay. And then we'll go 4. I got the Vikings.
Okay. I also have the Vikings at 4.
Okay. And then we'll go 3 is the Chiefs for me.
3 Chiefs, 2 Bills, 1 Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, I feel like 1 through 4 is kind of obvious.
Now, I do think the Bills or Chiefs could beat the Eagles head to head.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I said it's power rankings wise, but it's also you got to take into effect that the Eagles haven't lost a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So by default, they're the best team in the league right now.
So let's look at MVP now. Let's do top 5 MVP candidates.
Oh fuck!
Hit me with yours first at 5.
Hold on. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. Okay. My 5 is Lamar Jackson.
Okay. I'll put. Let's see what else we got. Fuck. I'll put Hurts at 4.
Okay. I have Geno Smith at 4.
Okay. I'll put Smith 3.
All right. I have Josh Allen 3.
Phew, I got Allen as my MVP. Fuck. Mahomes 2. Mahomes
and
3,
number 2. Number 2. All right. My number 1, number 2 are Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, but I have Hurts at 2. Mahomes has the slightest lead on him just because I feel like the Eagles have an overall more talented roster. But if Hurts continues to play like he has, he's winning league MVP. He's winning the league MVP.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mahomes is just he's him right now.
Yeah, next level. I think Josh Allen played the MVP race was so tight between the 3 that I think it's just clear that those are the 3 best teams and the 3 best players.
Yeah, me putting Hurts down there isn't a slight to him at all, but like he's just never gonna have the stats, really. I don't think.
No.
He's playing tremendously, but like when you have a game and you go 150 yards passing and like 40 rushing, it just kills your MVP chances. Even though he played extremely well.
Yeah.
When you have a game like that, it's tough. And it's the same thing with Justin Fields. Everybody's hyping up Justin Fields. Yeah, but he's only got 150 yards a game. Like, not that it really matters because he's winning his team games, but it's something to look out for too.
He's putting them in a position.
Yeah, I mean,
they should have beat the Dolphins. They should have beat the Dolphins. That was pass interference.
Yeah, it was. And so was the one in the Bills game.
What?
The Sauce Gardner on Gabe Davis, absolutely pass interference.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking right now, if you had to give me your Super Bowl prediction, who's playing in the Super Bowl and who's winning?
Man, I really don't want to put the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but you also see the teams that are there. The Eagles blew the doors off the Vikings. They just did. So I got to put the Eagles in there, and I'm going to put the Bills in there too.
And who wins?
I don't trust the Eagles defense against Josh Allen. I don't. I think Josh Allen covers him up.
So you think Philly has another team that loses in the championship?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, I would lose my mind.
Oh, also, one quick thing. Where's OBJ going?
Oh, Vikings.
I think he's going to New York. I think he's going
I
back
could
to the
see that.
Giants.
I could see that.
I think he's
I
going back
very
to the
well could see
Giants.
him going to New York or Dallas, but I think he's going to
I think he's just trolling the hell out of Dallas right now. Yeah.
But my Super Bowl right now, Eagles, Chiefs. Come on, you know who I'm riding with. Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds.
No, I
Absolutely.
think, I honestly think that I think it's hard to pick the Super Bowl on who's going to win because I think the gap is so small between the three teams that if you said any of those three teams, I think that's fair. But I don't think you can say anybody else other than those three teams.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I don't. The NFC just seems like a shit show right now.
I feel like it's like the Eagles up here, Vikings, Cowboys, 49ers, everybody else.
Yeah, there's tiers to it.
Maybe the Giants and the Seahawks are like kind of in the middle, but I feel like people don't trust the Giants and Seahawks just because they lack talent, overall talent.
Yeah, they do.
Like
The thing with the Eagles is they're deep at every single level. Like the only question we had about the Eagles this year was pretty much safety. And Marcus Epps has played tremendous.
Okay. A lot of people did question Jalen Hurts. I didn't, but
I did. And he's played better than anybody could have expected, really.
Insane. But
he's
overall,
just,
yeah. So we got a lot to look forward to. I know it was a rough Phillies and the Union losing. It's rough. But we have a lot to look forward to. Sixers seem to be getting their stuff together. Eagles 8-0. Flyers off to a pretty solid start this season. Anything else you want to say before we sign off here today, Cahtah?
Fuck you, Doc Rivers.
Fair enough. All right. Go Birds. Go Sixers. Go Phils.
We also, if you guys like to walk and get paid for it, I got an app in my bio. There's an app. There's a link in the description. It's completely free. Helps out the Cahtah Media boys big time. Download it. It's worth it. If you don't like it, delete it. But download it.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
I downloaded the other day Sweatcoin. Perfect app for me as a college student walking to class and stuff, walking out of my apartment. You know, a lot of walking when you're in college. It's perfect. Make some money on the side. Get that Chipotle gift card so you can eat a decent meal that's either not from the calf or not fast food. Get that Chipotle gift card. Get that grocery store gift card. And make sure you download Sweatcoin. And for this episode of the podcast, Grease the Pulse,